Hey, welcome to the 6th video edition of Watch It in the Dark. I get to review Alien on this here Devil's Night. Alien came out in 1979. It was directed by Ridley Scott. It was written by Dan O'Bannon and Ronald Shusett. Stars Sigourney Weaver, John Hurt, Tom Skerritt, Ian Holm, and Harry Dean Stanton. The music was by Jerry Goldsmith. You can watch it on HBO Max. Where to even start? Perhaps one of the best taglines in cinematic history? In space, nobody can hear you scream. Ridley Scott's 1979 Alien is one of my all-time favorite movies. To me, it's almost perfect in every aspect. It's really the definitive science fiction horror film. Also, H.R. Geiger's design for the xenomorph is perhaps the most recognizable hostile alien creature in movie history. We cannot forget about Sigourney Weaver as Ellen Ripley. She's the poster child of badass women in film. Here's a quick premise. After the space merchant vessel receives an unknown message from a distress call, one of the crew is attacked by a mysterious life form, and they soon realize that the life cycle has merely just begun in their fight to survive. One of the best parts about Alien is its production design. The Nostromo is such a recognizable spaceship, especially its interior. There are influences of 2001: A Space Odyssey in it, but it's also the tight corners, flashing lights, and the grimy look that raises the tension of the film. Even though the movie is from the 70s, there is realism in it. The Nostromo looks like a spaceship and a crew that would be from our future. Ridley Scott's vision for the future, and even more fine-tuned in Blade Runner from 1982, has paved the way for virtually all dystopian science fiction movies. If we're on production design, we gotta talk about the alien. From its egg to the facehugger, you know, when it's all like tightened up around John Hurt's neck, it's the most terrifying thing. Take the helmet off, squeezes up. To the chest burster, to the final xenomorph form. The practical effects used to bring them all to life is some of the greatest of all time. H.R. Geiger's highly sexually aggressive designs are frightening, disturbing, and look real. I do appreciate the blood in Alien. It's minimal and not overdone. It's used to enhance the sense of danger. The chestburster dinner scene, for example, is acted out so well. You're more horrified by the sound effects of bone cracking and the screams of confusion, especially from Veronica Cartwright, before the blood is even shown on screen. But let's get back to the tension of Alien. Overall, the xenomorph doesn't get a whole lot of screen time, which makes Alien even more terrifying and unique. What's lurking in the shadows is always more scarier than what's actually seen on screen. Before the horror really even starts, Ridley Scott builds the set and surroundings very well. There are more extended shots of entire rooms before anything even happens. Harry Dean Stanton's death scene is one of the best of examples. The ultra-wide-angled lens enters a partially open door into a damp room with no score, just the sound of chains clanking and drips of water coming from the super tall ceilings. Silently, the alien drops in from behind, and that's the first glimpse you get to see of it. There's just too much to talk about with Alien. It's one of those films that's dissected in film classes. The character portrayed by Sigourney Weaver rewrote the precedent for women characters in sci-fi and horror moving forward. Ripley demonstrates an appreciation for rules and regulations. She doesn't let her emotions overwhelm her sense of duty. She's intelligent and insightful. She figures out the truth about the alien's presence on the Nostromo, which is a whole nother thing we could talk about, and is why we have sequels and prequels 40 years later. But yeah, the rest of the crew starts dropping off, Ripley ends up taking charge, and for all that, she is the only one who survives. Also, something that has to be mentioned with Alien is its sexual imagery. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but screenwriter Dan O'Brien even said about writing Alien, "I'm going to attack the audience. I'm going to attack them sexually." Heck, supposedly the planet that the derelict ship the Nostromo crew went and explored was a uterus. They crawl through the fallopian tubes to the eggs. The xenomorph itself has an incredibly phallic head, its long, stiff second mouth used to penetrate prey. Both O'Bannon and Ridley Scott were fans of Swiss artist H.R. Geiger's book The Necronomicon, a Lovecraftian book full of disturbing sexual imagery. Scott, of course, ended up bringing Geiger on board to give the Alien universe an incredibly eerie feel. Finally, to close it out, here's a quote from Memory, The Origins of Alien, a documentary. "There's no question to me that Alien would not have been the success that it was without the universe that Geiger created. That's what's so great about it. When you crack it open, it speaks to our ancient past. It speaks to mythology. It speaks to the overt ideas of sexuality and subversions of sexuality. It's all there, and that's why Alien resonates so well with all of us for different reasons. Don't forget, watch it in the dark." The xenomorph itself has an incredibly phallic head, and its long, stiff second mouth used to penetrate people. Alright, I'll read that one more time.